I'm Vic Franciscan, class of 49, and I am a veteran of the Korean War. Service to our country has always been important to our family. My brothers and I, all three of us, volunteered and served in the Navy. My oldest brother, Pete, served during World War II as an aviation machinist and aircraft inspector, and he was stationed in Alameda, California. I joined the Navy in 1951. My twin brother Sam joined a month later. Both of us ended up at boot camp in San Diego. When I got out of boot camp, traveled across the United States, I was in several different squadrons. They needed men to relieve military people up in Whidbey Island. I was an aviation machinist. And of course, I worked on aircraft engines. We prepared planes, and we serviced aircraft coming in from Alaska. That squadron was FASRON 112. FASRON meaning Fleet Air Service Squadron. And I've flown in several different type of aircraft while I was up there. At 13 months, they transferred me to Moffattville, California. And then they sent me to Pearl Harbor. I told my wife, I says, I don't know when I'll be back. And I said, if you wait for me, that's fine. I said, I would appreciate it. Well, Pat waited for me. And the weekend of September the 12th, I traveled home to Nashville to marry my sweetheart. Then I headed to Naval Air Station, Norfolk, Virginia. They assigned me to Squadron VS-22, which is an anti-submarine squadron. And I was on the Valley Forge aircraft carrier. Now, I tried to get stationed with my brother Sam. He was stationed in Glencoe, Georgia. He was an aviation electronics technician. He flew in the blimps. They were looking for submarines. They let out this steel ball and they dragged it through the water. And Sam, after a mission, was coming in one time. A drown draft caught him, went straight into the side of that cliff over there. Of course, it's helium in there, which means if it bursts in flames, you better get out. And so he got out, and the blimp hung on the side of that cliff. Of course, they were afraid to move, afraid it was going to trickle in the water. So they had to be rescued. And of course, then the blimp went down in the water. The second time, they were coming in, and the same thing happened. Except this thing burst in flames, and he jumped out and landed in the water, and so he was rescued.
Keyword, you volunteered in 1950. Why did you feel you needed to volunteer?
I volunteered on account my father's family and my wife's family lost brothers in the war, from the Civil War on up. Father Ryan teaches you the value of respecting and serving others. My father, Sam Franciscan, lived those values, He owned Franciscan Marble and Tile Company here in Nashville. When some of his workers went off to serve in the military, he told them, "You will have a job here when you come back home." He was very loyal to all of his employees, one of whom was Elton Brown, who worked for my father for 30 years. His son, Willie Brown, was so influenced by my father's love of Father Ryan that he went to school there, where he became the first African American to play in the NIL, the Nashville Interscholastic League, and went on to have a great basketball career at Ryan and in college at MTSU. After college, he became a motorcycle policeman serving others in his community. Service to others is who we are at Father Ryan. Thank you, veterans, and go Irish!